It's moving at a velocity of about 135,000 miles per hour, so it's going really fast.
Out in the crushing blackness of space, a visitor was making its way toward us. Comet 3I Atlas was supposed to be the astronomical event of a lifetime, a brilliant spectacle lighting up our night sky. NASA even pointed its powerful eyes on it, broadcasting the feed live for the world to see. But then, in the blink of an eye, the broadcast stopped. Just moments before it went dark, a single final frame was captured.
It's hard to say how big this object is because being active, the brightness that we see is partially due to the size of the object, but also is partially due to the activity, and so we cannot really pinpoint the nucleus size.
It showed something impossible, something that defied all natural explanation, a razor-sharp glint of light that looked anything but natural. The feed never came back, and the questions began. 37 pixels of mystery. You see, space is big, unimaginably, terrifyingly big, and through this vast emptiness, visitors come and go. Most are just silent chunks of rock and ice tumbling through the void for billions of years. In late 2019, astronomers spotted another one. Officially named C2019Y4, it was discovered by the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, or ATLAS for short, but the world would soon know it as Comet Atlas. And the thing is, this wasn't just any comet. Many people were getting crazy about it because early on, this thing was brightening at a truly historic rate. We're talking about an increase in brightness of over 1,600 times in just a month. Astronomers were buzzing. Calculations showed that by the time it made its closest approach to Earth, it could have become bright enough to be seen with the naked eye even during the day. It was poised to be the celestial event of a generation. People were getting their telescopes ready. The media was dubbing it the comet of the century. It was a huge deal. You have to understand, a comet is essentially a dirty snowball left over from the formation of the solar system over 4.5 billion years ago. They are time capsules, and this one was behaving in a way that got everyone's attention. Traveling at a mind-bending 154,000 miles per hour, this icy relic was putting on a show. Naturally, the biggest eyes in the world turned to watch it. NASA, with its network of space-gazing telescopes, began tracking Atlas. And for a short time, they provided a live feed. It was raw, unfiltered data, a direct window into deep space. And then things started to get weird. The comet that was supposed to be a brilliant star in our sky began to dim. Instead of getting brighter, it was fizzling out. Scientists soon realized why. The comet was breaking apart. Its nucleus, the solid core of ice and rock, was disintegrating under the intense heat of the sun. The show was over before it even began. But not all things are what they seem. The real show, the one nobody was expecting, was about to happen in the final moments of that broadcast. At precisely 3:17 in the morning, Coordinated Universal Time, the live feed from NASA stopped. No warning, no standby message. Just black. Now, technical glitches happen all the time, but the things nobody tells you is that it's what happened in the split second before the blackout that created a mystery that lingers to this day. In the very last frame recorded, something appeared that should not have been there. In the lower left quadrant of the image, slicing through the inky black, was a glint of light. This wasn't the soft, fuzzy glow of a distant star or the hazy cloud of the disintegrating comet. This was a razor-straight line, a perfect geometric shape at odds with the soft, natural chaos of space. It was so sharp it looked artificial. An edge detection algorithm run by independent researchers later flagged it. A line segment, almost perfectly straight, measuring about 37 pixels from end to end. It was an anomaly so clear, so defined, that it sent a shockwave through the community of skywatchers who saw it. The reflection didn't match any known space debris. It wasn't a cosmic ray. It wasn't a camera error. It was crisp, clean, and according to some, it looked like sunlight glinting off machined metal. And then it was gone, along with the entire feed. The world was left staring at a blank screen, with the ghost of that impossible straight line burned into their minds. What in the world could create a perfect line in the middle of deep space? The questions started flying, but the official answers were slow to come. The silence was deafening. Had the world just accidentally witnessed something it was never meant to see? A piece of technology drifting silently in the dark? The broadcast was over, but the story was just beginning, and a simple camera glitch was not going to be enough to explain this one away. The official story just doesn't add up. An act of God or a trick of light? Okay, so when something this strange happens, you can bet the experts are going to weigh in. And they did. Almost immediately, a flood of official explanations and plausible theories emerged to try and calm the storm. The thing is, they were trying to explain away that 37-pixel line, that perfect straight glint that looks so disturbingly out of place. The first and most common explanation was a cosmic ray. You see, space is filled with high-energy particles zipping around at near the speed of light. When one of these particles strikes a camera's sensor, it can overload a row of pixels, creating a bright, often straight streak across the image. It's a well-known phenomenon. It happens all the time on space cameras. And in fact, the data did show a transient white streak that lasted for a single frame, which is pretty consistent with a cosmic ray event. The second official theory is a bit more technical: video compression artifacts. Here's how it works, in simple terms. To send huge amounts of data from a telescope millions of miles away, the video has to be compressed. The software does this by breaking the image into tiny blocks, usually 8 by 8 pixels. Sometimes the compression algorithm gets a little aggressive. It can take a faint, random streak of light and, in the process of squishing the data, exaggerate it, turning a blurry line into a sharp, rigid one. And guess what? The impossible glint ran perfectly parallel to those 8 by 8 pixel blocks. For the skeptics, this was the smoking gun. It wasn't an alien ship, it was a fingerprint left behind by a video codec. Then there's the third option, which is maybe the most poetic. Remember, Comet Atlas was actively falling apart. The theory goes that a large flat chunk of ice might have broken off the nucleus. As it tumbled, a freshly fractured, super smooth face could have caught the sunlight at just the right angle for just a fraction of a second, creating a brilliant, sharp flash. A cosmic mirror reflecting the sun back at us from 71 million miles away. It's a beautiful idea, and it's entirely possible. A collision of cosmic rays, digital compression, and a dust particle all lined up at the perfect moment to create an accidental illusion. But for a lot of people, these explanations felt convenient, a little too neat. But here's where it gets crazy. The counter-arguments started popping up from citizen scientists and independent analysts. They argued the glint was too consistent, too crisp. Cosmic ray hits are usually messy with a bloom effect. This was clean. As for the compression artifact theory, others have run simulations that couldn't replicate such a perfect, sharp line. In the ice crystal theory, while possible, the odds of a fracture so perfectly flat catching the sun at that exact moment, right before the feed cuts, are, well, astronomical. The thing nobody tells you is that the timing is what makes this so suspicious. Why did this glitch happen in the very last second? Why did the broadcast stop so abruptly right after this impossible object appeared? It felt less like a glitch and more like someone pulling the plug. The community started whispering. They wondered if maybe, just maybe, that final image showed something engineered, something that wasn't supposed to be there. And as soon as the system's automated flagging software saw it, the feed was manually cut to prevent the public from seeing anything else. The truth might be more complex than just a simple glitch. A message in the static. So here we are. On one side, we have a set of perfectly reasonable scientific explanations. Cosmic rays, compression errors, a fluke of light on a piece of ice. Each one on its own could explain the 37-pixel line. On the other side, we have a mountain of suspicious circumstances. A broadcast that cuts out at the exact moment a bizarre geometric shape appears. An anomaly that looks just a little too perfect, a little too clean to be natural. And a lingering silence on the matter that feels less like a dismissal and more like a cover-up. The thing is, we have to wonder, is this how it would happen? If something truly unexplainable were to drift past one of our space cameras, would we even be told? Let's talk directly here for a second. We look up at the stars and we expect to find chaos and beauty, swirling gas clouds and majestic, lumpy rocks. We don't expect to find straight lines. Nature, especially in space, rarely works in perfect 90-degree angles or razor-sharp edges. Our brains are hardwired to recognize patterns, and especially to recognize things that look man-made, or in this case, intelligence-made. That's what made this glint so jarring. It wasn't just a light, it was a shape that whispered of intention, of design. Was it just a cosmic coincidence? Absolutely, it could have been. In a universe of infinite possibilities, weird things are bound to happen. The odds might be low, but they're never zero. But what if they're not telling us the whole story? It's not a crazy question to ask. We live in an age where information is controlled and curated. The idea that a truly world-shaking discovery might be kept under wraps to prevent panic or preserve stability isn't just science fiction. It's a strategy governments have considered for decades. Could the Atlas anomaly have been the real deal, caught by accident on a public feed? Was the immediate blackout a frantic move by someone behind a console to hide what just came into view? We'll likely never know for sure. The event remains officially unexplained but not extraordinary. It's filed away as a curiosity, a ghost in the machine. The mystery of Comet Atlas was never just about a strange glint of light. You see, it goes deeper than that. It's about trust. It's about whether we're getting the whole story or just the sanitized version they want us to see. It's about what is kept hidden behind a convenient wall of technical difficulties and plausible deniability. Phrases we've all heard before when the official story doesn't quite add up. That single frame with its impossible straight line becomes a symbol. It forces us to question what else might be lurking in the digital static just beyond the edge of the frame, in the terrifying silence right after the screen goes black. The things nobody tells you is that maybe the real lesson from Atlas isn't about comets at all. It's about scale and how a tiny detail can change everything. Think about it. We're talking about a comet whose dusty atmosphere, its coma, swelled to be half the size of the Sun, a colossal cloud of gas and debris nearly 500,000 miles across, big enough to swallow the planet Jupiter whole without a trace. It was a true giant, a dirty snowball the size of a city, barreling through an emptiness so vast it's almost meaningless to measure. And yet, the entire controversy, the whole mystery, hinges on something impossibly small in comparison: a 37-pixel anomaly. In the grand cosmic picture, capturing that glint was like trying to spot a single perfectly cut diamond on a beach the size of Texas from a satellite. It's a digital ghost, a whisper of a signal in a vast, roaring emptiness. That's precisely why it can completely challenge our perception of the universe. Space is filled with chaotic, beautiful, and monstrously huge objects, nebulae that stretch for light years and galaxies containing billions of suns. But it's not a place of straight lines and machined-looking edges. What do you think was captured in that final frame? A simple camera glitch or the first hint of something much, much bigger? Let us know your theories in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more answers to the universe's greatest mysteries. Was this the closest we've ever come to a real first contact?